So I want to talk about a phrase or a situation, I guess, a mindset that I think is very representative of something that I talk about often, where if you try and really break things down logically or mathematically in terms of how we think, it can help uncover some things, right? Some truths that you might not otherwise find and highlight some areas in which you could be thinking better. So the phrase is one that we don't actually say. I don't actually say. Most of us don't actually say, but we act in this way. And again, that's the importance of actually looking at it and analyzing it. So the phrase would be, "I'm angry because I want to be happy." I'm angry because I want to be happy. And for me, that's a phrase that resonates very strongly. And I would imagine it would for a lot of people, right? You could imagine situations where something happens. Somebody, maybe in your family, does something, something in the world happens that you don't like, something at work, a politician, whatever it might be, and you get angry. You're mad at it, right? It could be anything. It could be a family member, a brother or a son who buys an expensive car and you think they're being irresponsible with their money, right? Whatever it is. Something triggers you and you get angry at that and you're mad about what happened and what happened there. And you start to play it out and say, well, why am I angry? Right? And you start to realize, well, I'm angry because I want to be happy. I want to be happy in life and not have any issues and concerns and worries. But this person did something that's going to make me unhappy, right? Because you play it out and you say they're being irresponsible with their money and, they might not be able to pay their rent and now I'm going to have to worry about them, or I might have to actually help them in some way and it's going to put me out in some way. You start playing out these scenarios in which you see a path to where you're going to be unhappy. And you're mad because they are seemingly sending you down that path. And all you want is to be happy. But much like when you hear the statement, "I'm angry because I want to be happy," the math doesn't really check out on that, right? If you want to be happy, if that's the objective, all you're doing by getting angry at this situation or this person or whatever it is ensuring that you're not getting your objective. If you're angry, almost by definition, you're not happy, right? So in action, when you don't really think about it, it seems to make sense. They're doing something that's making me upset. They're doing something that's going to make my life worse. Therefore, I'm unhappy. But when you really break it down in that mathematical type thinking, you recognize, geez, I'm mad at them because I want to be happy, but I'm choosing not to be happy because I want to be happy. You start getting tripped up in it, and much like I always say, you can't lie, you can't hide, you can't make up things when it comes to math. It's all very clean and objective and clear. The numbers don't lie, and that starts to shine through. So you start to uncover that, which is important because you start to then go, well, I don't have all this. This doesn't add up. There must be something more to it. What's actually happening here? I'm telling myself I'm angry because of that person or that situation, because that feels right and good, right? But it doesn't add up. You know that now. Well, then what is it? What's actually going on? And it's only through that, once you get to that point and genuinely ask that question, that you can start digging and figure out what that might be. And in many cases, in this example that I'm using, what often happens, or at least for me, is I'm angry at that person because I do want to be happy. That's true. I do want to be happy, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to handle things that happen outside of my control, whether it be that family member buying an expensive car or a politician saying something I don't like or whatever other situation, my boss does something. I don't know how to handle things that I can't control that don't work out the way I want them to work. Right? I do want to be happy, but something's happened that is not in line with my expectations or what I wanted to have happen. Now I have to do the hard work, right? In theory, if I still want to be happy, it's now on me to do the hard work to say, okay, how am I going to deal with that? I can't control it, so I have to learn to deal with it. I have to make the best of it. I have to try and figure out another solution, or I have to just come to peace with it, whatever it might be. But that's the hard part. That's the part that requires me or you, the rhetorical you, to do work. And many times it's much easier to say, even if in an instant, right, in a split second, just a quick thing that's almost subconscious, to say, no, I'm not going to do the work. That's too hard. I'm not doing that. I'm mad at that. It's that person's fault. So I'm angry at you, right? It's that type of inconvenient truth. And I'm not saying that's always the case, but it's that type of inconvenient truth that you can start to identify when you apply this logical mathematical analysis to the way in which we think. Right? You get mad at somebody because something happens and you think, yeah, of course, perfectly logical. But break it down. What's it actually saying? What's the equation actually saying? And in this case, the equation is often saying, I'm angry because I want to be happy. It's as if the equation said 1 plus 3 equals 7. immediately you would say, that's not right. Something's wrong in this math. Let me get into this. Same thing. I'm angry because I want to be happy. Don't accept that. Get into it. Figure out what's actually going on.